You've been lied to about what men really want by women's magazines that tell you how to hook a man by being everything but yourself, by men that have convinced you that the only way to make him interested in you is to do everything he wants and never expect anything in return, by your girlfriends and family that have told you that you are the problem because you're simply too picky and expect too much in a man. It's not your fault. But if you keep listening and believing all of these lies, then the one man who's out there desperately searching for you will never find you. So how did this happen to you? And how are we going to fix it? Well, I'm Bob Grant, and I'm a licensed professional counselor. And in the next 5 minutes of this video, I'm going to teach you a strange and weird technique that will allow you to finally say goodbye to this woman you are now. This woman you've been told you should be. This woman who wakes up crying half the time and spends her Friday nights alone with a tub of ice cream wondering if she'll never find her real man, and will allow you to almost magnetically, almost automatically have the man of your dreams, almost crawling over broken glass to be with you. Before I do that though, before I teach you this incredible secret that renders a man powerless to resist you, I want to tell you about a woman named Stacy who used this information so effectively that she received 7 different marriage proposals. Even though she was flattered by the attention, none of these men captured her heart. So she decided to try something different and posted her profile online. Soon she was flooded with offers from men and began speaking with one man in particular over the phone. Even though he was casually dating 3 other women at the time, there was something almost addictive about her that made him want her and only her each time they spoke on the phone. After just 2 short weeks, he told her that he had to meet her, but there was one problem. He lived across the country, and recently he had been on a horrible plane flight, the kind where women were crying and grown men were praying that they would survive. He told her of his experience and asked if she would fly to meet him. He even offered to pay for all of her expenses. Without hesitation, she kindly told him that she did not feel comfortable flying across the country to meet a total stranger. She understood his fears, but if he wanted to meet her, he would need to come to her. When he hung up the phone, he was stunned by her calm refusal to accommodate him, but realized that it made him want to see her even more. 2 weeks later, he boarded a plane to meet the woman he had been looking for all of his life. After arriving at the airport, they nervously greeted each other and went to dinner. As they were sitting at the table, he couldn't contain himself any longer. Gently, he took her hand in his and got down on one knee as he gazed into her eyes and begged her to be his wife, just hours after meeting in person. When I first heard this story, I wondered what made this woman so enchanting. What was it about her that made this man get on a plane, face his darkest fears, and swear off all other women just for the chance to meet her? I wanted to know exactly what was that quality, that secret ingredient that she possessed, that caused not just this man, but 7 others as well to pledge their hearts to her and beg for her hand in marriage. I wanted to know, not only for my sake, but for all my female clients that came to see me week after week, crying in my office because they had been hurt and heartbroken by every man they had ever loved. So I began searching and studying until one day I discovered something that almost made my heart stop. Deep in the pages of an almost forgotten book I had studied during graduate school, I read how years ago social scientists wanted to discover what was the most powerful ingredient that created romantic attraction. They assumed that being beautiful, confident, having the perfect body, and a whole host of other traits would be at the top. When they finished their research, they were shocked at what they found. While all of the traits I mentioned were important, none of them ranked as high as the ability to be at ease. They learned that especially when a woman is at ease around a man, it awakens a primitive arousal switch inside the male brain. In fact, this switch is something that most men aren't even aware of, and because of this ignorance, they are at the mercy of any woman who can flip this unconscious attraction trigger. After reading this section, I closed my eyes as I realized I had found what I was looking for, the secret that had given Stacy such power over all these men. Finally, I understood what every man I've ever known meant when they described a woman and said there's something about her. That quality that men can feel the moment they meet such a woman, but can't describe it, was now revealed to me. So what exactly is this quality that leaves men falling all over themselves, begging for your attention, looking at you with desire, getting in a plane just to meet you? Well, first let me tell you that the ability to be at ease doesn't mean you act like a snob or have to play silly mind games to prove yourself to men. In fact, those outdated techniques only make you look and feel desperate to the man you desire. So what does it look like? Let's imagine I introduce you to a man that you have no romantic feelings toward. Perhaps he's horribly overweight or socially inept. Maybe he approaches you in front of all your friends wearing his father's polyester sports coat from the 1970s. You know the guy I'm talking about. Think about how you would act around him. You're not rude or insulting, but you also are careful not to encourage him because you simply don't care what he thinks about you, which makes you at ease. That attitude is part of the reason why guys you don't like keep asking you out, craving your attention. They can't have you and it drives them crazy. But that's not how you act when you meet a great guy. The one that catches your eye and makes your heart skip a beat as you wonder if he noticed you. With him, you're so consumed with making a great impression that you unconsciously fall into all the lies you've been told, that only if you're perfect will he ever notice you. Your mind starts racing as you begin worrying if you're doing everything right. Do I smile or play it cool? Should I flirt or act indifferent? All the while, you're becoming more nervous, and it shows, and the man you want can feel your fears and insecurities. You want to act cool and confident, but you don't know how, and every time it doesn't work out, the lies you've been told only grow stronger inside your mind. But what if you have the ability to be at ease around every man, just like the woman I told you about earlier? Remember how I told you that there was more to the story? Well, I have a confession to make. That woman isn't just a woman. That woman is the mother of my children and the love of my life. And that man isn't just any man. That man was me. When I got down on one knee and begged her to be my wife, I made myself a promise that I wasn't getting on a plane and leaving her until she was my wife, because I realized why 7 other men had asked for her hand before me, and I decided that I would be the last. And so the next day, just 24 hours after first setting eyes on each other, I married the woman I had been looking for my entire life. And now 10 years later, we have 4 children, and I can tell you it was the best decision I ever made. I had found what all of my guy friends were looking for, a woman who had the ability to be at ease, and I knew what my mission would be for the rest of my life. I immediately began sharing the ability to be at ease principle with every woman client. At first, these women were skeptical, wondering if something so simple could be so powerful, yet most were willing to try. What I heard from them confirmed what I had suspected. This principle wasn't something that a woman had to be born with. It could be taught. And when these women began experimenting with the ability to be at ease principle, they would come back into my office and say things like, "Bob, I've had men approach me and I wasn't even trying to get their attention. What's going on? Bob, my husband actually bought me a present yesterday and he hasn't been romantic for years. What's going on? Bob, I had a man I never met walk across the street and give me a flower, which has never happened to me before. What's going on?" Soon I started receiving wedding invitations from women wanting to thank me for sharing this life-changing principle. Several wives gushed about how their husbands seemed to have awakened from their romantic hibernation. I soon realized that if I was going to help more women, I had to do more than share it with my clients. So I began creating a manual that shows any woman how to develop this life-changing skill. Every night, while my wife was pregnant with our first child, I would come home and write at the computer, while she was just a few feet away watching TV, serving as my inspiration. After several months, I had finished with the guide that I called The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave. With this manual, I'm going to take you by the hand and show you how to create a powerful connection with the man and make it his enthusiastic choice to commit to you for the long term. Here are just a few of the secrets you'll discover in The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave. You're going to learn how to speak in a way that hypnotizes a man into feeling safe so that he'll allow you to influence him with no resistance. You're going to learn how to be yourself and still be loved by a man. I'll show you how to find the courage to be imperfect and be loved for it, and teach you how to remove the layers that keep a man from knowing and loving you. You're going to learn how to make a man do what you want him to do and make him think it was his idea. You're also going to learn how to use your femininity to disarm a man, break down his defenses, and turn him into the caring and sensitive man you've always wanted. You're also going to discover the kiss of death in a relationship and how to avoid it. You're also going to discover the part of your body that serves as a strong elixir which men want to be held captive to. And no, it's not your breast, your legs, or even your derriere. Use this part of your body to the hilt, and you'll have him wrapped around your little finger. You're also going to learn why some women drive away good men or continually pick losers. You're also going to learn how to speak in a way that hypnotizes a man into feeling safe so that he'll allow you to influence him with no resistance. Now let me ask you, do you think it's okay to argue with a man? Most women instantly say, of course. I'll show you a powerful way to respond when a man is angry with you that will make him sorry he ever upset you and feel closer to you afterwards. Now, can the woman men adore and never want to leave work for you? When I started sharing it with women around the world, I knew it would have some impact, but I was blown away by the results. They told me they felt like they were wearing a secret perfume that men couldn't resist. Here's what Maria wrote and said. Dear Bob Grant, thank you for your book, The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave. I enjoyed reading it and have tried one of your suggestions and it worked. So I trust all the others and I'm excited about their effects. So thank you very much indeed. Best wishes, Maria. And Dawn said, Dear Bob, I purchased your ebook, The Woman Men Adore, over a month ago. The results are outstanding. My partner has gone from my worst nightmare to the man of my dreams. I never thought would actually be real beyond my wildest dreams. We were separating, almost hating and resenting each other. Then 3 weeks ago, he proposed to me. Despite spending the last years taking relationship workshops, none of which have had such amazing, effective, and fast results. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. So is the woman men adore and never want to leave for you? Well, that may not be for you if you can't handle having more attention from men than you've ever experienced in your life. Or if you would feel guilty about making a man so in love with you that all he can think about is holding you and doing anything to make you happy. I've watched my private clients experience the deepest levels of intimacy, and now I'm offering you the chance to have the kind of exciting, satisfying, and loving relationship that you deserve. That's why I created The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave, to teach you this scientifically proven attraction principle so you can have a man willing to do almost anything to be with you, just like the woman I flew across the country to marry because of the spell she had cast over me. If you're a single woman, what is the value of becoming completely irresistible, attracting the man of your dreams, making him fall in love with you, marry you, and be a slave to making you happy? If you're a married woman, how would your life improve when you reignite the spark in your marriage, make your husband fall in love with you all over again, enjoy deeper intimacy with him, and have an enduring marriage? What is the value of not wasting any more time trying to figure men out and read them like a book instead, or having the ability to easily diffuse quarrels, arguments, and other relationship troubles as they occur, and be able to effortlessly influence your man to your way of thinking? What price can you put on learning to become a woman that men adore and never want to leave? $3,000? $2,000? $1,000? Would you believe it if I told you that the woman men adore and never want to leave won't even cost you $500? No, not even $100 or $50. Your investment in your relationships and your life is only $47. That's less than the cost of a daily cup of coffee from Starbucks for a month. Yes, I know the price is ridiculously low, especially when you consider that as a licensed professional, my private clients pay me over $2,000 to learn these life-changing secrets. But I also want to offer you even more. For a limited time only, I'll even include a free 30-day trial to the Women Men Adore Club, where I will work with you and a select group of other smart, successful women to provide you answers to your most pressing relationship questions. I created this unique club because I have found that most women have some common questions that arise when they start using the ability to be at ease principle for themselves. This club is optional, but I wanted you to know that I'm here to support you and help you unleash the sensual side of you that you've kept buried deep inside you and not allowed men to see until now. Once you begin experiencing the ability to be at ease, just like my private clients, you'll notice almost magical results with men. Because I will be raising the price of this life-changing program soon, though. This low introductory price of $47 will be available for a limited time, so I urge you to take me up on my offer now. In addition, I'm so confident that you'll be absolutely thrilled with The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave that I'll take all the risk for you. Get your hands on my ebook today and put it to the test for 8 weeks. Read every page and try out the tips, tactics, and strategies for yourself. And if it's not worth at least 10 times more than you paid for it, or if it hasn't revolutionized your love life, or if you're not 100% satisfied within 8 weeks, I'll refund your entire purchase price. No questions asked. Listen, you've got a choice to make right now. You can keep being the woman you are right now, who you have been told you are supposed to be. The woman who is still alone and is going to continue to be alone because of the lies that are in your head, that there are no good men out there, that men aren't romantic, that you're just not good enough to have the man you've always wanted, or you can change your life forever starting today. You can have the man you've always wanted, the man that you were meant for, the man that is looking for you desperately, hoping to find you so that he can give you his heart, because he'll feel that you are the only woman that completes him. But from my vast experience, one thing I've seen again and again is that if you don't make a decision to change right now, it's very unlikely you ever will. Now that I've shared with you the secret ingredient that men can't resist, you don't have any more excuses. As a man, I've experienced this personally in such a powerful way that I lost control of my senses, jumped in a plane, and proposed to a woman I had just met. Even though I knew it was crazy, I couldn't help myself. Now I want you to have that same kind of power over men. I'm stretching out my hand with the solution you said you wanted, but you have to take this gift I'm offering you. So click the Add to Cart button below and seize this moment in time before it's too late. I've devoted my life to showing women how they can have the love and devotion of a man, and now it's your move. The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave was written just for you, so you can begin inspiring a man to give you the love you need. The love you want so much that you can feel it in your bones, so much that you're like a woman crawling through the desert for it, and this is the only water that you need to survive. Click the Add to Cart button below, and you'll have access to this life-changing information that unlocks a man's heart. I'm Bob Grant, and thanks for letting me tell you about my amazing wife and how you too can acquire that same power over men that you were meant to have.